Luke and Lewis on 1019 The Fox. Come on!
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Welcome to the show, guys. We've got a great one coming up, don't we, mate?
I just realised I've got Fev's headphones on.
Oh, no.
So there's these headphones in the studio that we assume Brendan Favola uses because
They're broken.
they're too big. I got a tiny head. I got a pinhead.
Yeah.
And they don't fit on my ears. And about once every 3 weeks, I'll come on the show and I'm like, okay, my headphones are
Yeah, they
working.
literally have duct tape over
And
them.
you could probably argue, hey, Luke, you could have done this before the show. You've had about 3 hours to organise this.
Yeah, but he just
And you're
put them on
correct.
now.
I
And-
should have done that.
And there's a few clues to know whether or not they are Fev's, because we don't actually know for sure. But I noticed the other day that Fev was the official ambassador for Buffhead Sunnies. Which
Yeah,
is
they're Fev's.
Sunnies for dudes with big heads.
That's
so,
not even disrespect to Fev. I actually have an abnormally small head as well. So
yeah,
it's a
you've
little
got
bit
one
of both.
earphone over your ear and the other one around your chin. So good on you, Fev. Big head,
Anyway,
big
big
brain.
show coming up.
Yep, big show, big head. We got it all.
We need to hear from mechanics if you're listening. But up next, we're going to be talking mascots. So if you know or if you have a sports club or a school with a strange mascot, we want to hear from you.
I know a strange mascot, Buffhead Sunnies. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. We're talking mascots, Luke, because we've noticed that just about every business or cause or something seems to have a mascot, but not all of them exactly fit with what they actually do.
Well, not all of them should. Yeah, not all places they should have a mascot. I went to do a performance at a school during the week, right? So I got invited to this. It was quite an elite private school, Bialik College, and thanks very much for having me. It was very good fun. They gave me a show bag of
Yeah.
like merchandise from the school.
See, if your school has merch,
Yeah.
pull it, all right?
Yeah.
You don't need that.
You're doing quite well if your school has merch, and you do even better if your school has plush toys of the school's mascot. In the show bag, I had a plush toy of the Bialik wolf pup.
Wolf pup.
Wolf pup. So,
So-
not a wolf, not the Bialik wolf.
Is
it was
there a
wolf pup.
Bialik university, and that gets like a fully grown wolf?
Wolf, yeah.
With glasses, and it's really smart.
Yeah, it was like a little blue wolf, and I could not get over the fact that I was holding a mascot. I went to a public school, right? We didn't have a mascot.
No,
okay?
No.
The
You guys
mascot would
had
be
a
just
budget.
someone standing at a bus stop.
Yeah.
Like if someone fair evading on the way to school would have been our mascot.
My public school had a mascot. We actually had, it was only for a little bit. We had a little mascot. We had like this purple bear that was like, it was called a Better Buddy bear. And it was like to stop bullying and encouraging community. And then for some reason they stopped doing it. I guess anyone who brought the bear to school got bullied. I don't know. Yeah, so we don't have a mascot anymore.
But yeah, I feel like it's Australia kind of almost taking over for America. Like we often copy America with such things because I was
Yeah.
going through like American colleges have crazy mascots. I'm looking at one now, the Dartmouth State College in America.
Is it just a guy with a cigarette in his mouth?
Close. It's Keggy the Keg.
What?
It's just a keg.
A keg?
Yeah.
Isn't that a
Of
school
beer.
though?
Yeah.
Well, then
it's a
why-
college. So
You would think you could choose like a book
Yeah.
or a ball,
There's-
anything other than like a keg of alcohol.
Stanford University has the Stanford tree, and
A tree.
it
That
doesn't even
sucks.
look like a tree.
It's just a guy dressed up as a tree.
Yeah, and there's my favorite one was the Fighting Pickle.
The fighting pickle. Whose mascot is that?
I'm not sure. I think it's for like Evergreen State College also has Speedy the Geoduck, and it's crazy because like I didn't even know
I
that
thought it was going to
Australian.
be the Geo dude.
Yeah. A Pokemon is the school.
Oh, but we were thinking, guys, give us a call on 131060. What mascots have you seen? Like, what's the most ridiculous
Yeah.
mascot you've ever seen?
Does your sporting club have a ridiculous mascot? It doesn't have to be up to the standard of the Fighting Pickle, but if you
Yeah.
are like, or if your school, sporting club, workplace, whatever has a mascot, we want to hear about your mascots.
Yeah, so give us a call on 131060. What are your ridiculous mascots? Luke, you went to a private school that had a wolf pup for
It was
a mascot.
the Bialik Wolf Pup was their mascot. They gave me a little plush toy for me to remember my
Which,
experience
of course,
there.
a private school has an obnoxious mascot. Like, oh, let's get an exotic animal to be our
Yeah.
mascot.
What's wrong with like the I don't know, rabbit or something
Regular
like that?
pup.
Yeah, the farm goat or something like that.
But Maddie, welcome to the show. What's a ridiculous mascot that you know?
Well, our netball club has got a Punk Power Princess.
A punk power princess, right? What
I
is
thought you
it
said
wear?
punk, like bad smelling power princess. You said punk.
Honk is Park Orchard's netball
Honk?
club. And then she's a power princess.
Yeah, she didn't say
Inspired by
punk.
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
no.
well, you know what, man? I think that it should be a punk power princess. I reckon that'd be way better.
Yeah,
Wonder
she could have
Woman wearing,
tats.
yeah, like emo Wonder Woman. That'd be great. I'd go to every game.
It's just like a cartoon drawing of Avril Lavigne
Yeah.
playing with a netball in her hand.
Thanks for calling, Maddie. Tegan, welcome to the show. What's your ridiculous mascot?
My ridiculous mascot was my dad being the mascot for my stepmom's netball team.
Oh, he was the mascot. What's your dad's name?
Darren.
Was that what the mascot was called? Just Daz.
I don't know what his name was, but yeah, he just wore the.
What did they wear?
Did he
Yeah,
just
I'll-
rock up in his trackies?
Oh,
Are you alright, Tegan?
You
Yeah,
all
I'm
right,
fine.
Tegan?
Yeah, but no, he wore the netball skirt and the
Oh,
top.
right.
Oh, he dressed up as a netballer.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
classic
sure,
Daz.
Luke. I'm not sure if that's a mascot. I think that's just really embarrassing. Thanks for calling, Tegan. Katie, welcome to the show. What are your ridiculous mascots?
Oh, back when I was in high school 10 years ago, we had a unicorn as a mascot.
Oh yeah, and what team was that for?
Just the regular school mascot. So I went to an all-girls school in southeast Melbourne, and just the school mascot was actually a unicorn.
All right. Did anyone
Really?
have to dress up as it?
Yeah, so it was used in inter-school competitions all the time. So like athletics carnivals, swimming carnivals.
What? And you guys rocked up. It was like, I'm welcoming the unicorns, and you guys just roll in.
Well, we actually weren't called the unicorns, but yeah, that was the mascot.
What were you called?
Our school was St Margaret's, but yeah,
You should have
the
all come
mascot-
dressed as Marge from The Simpsons.
We got nicknamed the maggots, but
Oh, yeah.
that's not a very good.
Nah, that's just a
Costume
difficult
come out,
costume.
You could have
no
used
legs.
a maggot as the.
Well, thanks for calling, Katie.
No worries.
Alyssa, what's your ridiculous mascot? Well, Alyssa's mascot's invisible, doesn't
Yeah.
speak either. I'm not really about that. Liam, welcome to the show. What's your ridiculous mascot?
G'day, boys. So I used to play for the East Melbourne Piranhas, and our mascot was this piranha, which was just basically all head, but it had all this blood oozing out of its mouth, and it was really over the top, considering I started playing there when I was 8.
What was
Very
it called?
graphic.
The East.
The East Melbourne Piranhas.
The East Melbourne Piranhas. And was that like the official design, or did you guys?
Yeah, no, that was
add-
the official design. The president of the club was my grade 4 teacher,
Right.
and he came up with it himself. He's since moved on, and I think they've updated it. It looks a lot more toned down now.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. I can see the old one. This is what he was describing.
Oh, that's hectic.
So
There's
I'm
blood all
looking at
over it.
Yeah, it's like a
That's a
bloody
monster.
fish, and I'm looking at the new one. It's more of like a skeleton now.
Yeah,
Which
kind
is
of like the
still
Hot
pretty
Tuna
graphic.
logo now.
The current mascot is like a
But
dead
man,
piranha.
that old
It's
one-
RCs, right?
It looks
Yeah.
like a zombie fish.
Yeah, that's metal as well. I hope you guys are going to be smashing all the games there. Thanks for calling, Liam. Well, hey man, I think we got some good results there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look at this photo. I mean, it's hard to describe. There's about 10 6-year-olds standing around like
They're cowering behind a piranha
Yeah, it's a
that's
f-
obviously just eaten
it's
one
a
of the
fish
kids.
that looks like a bulldog. Lewis, I always did it again.
Can you just figure out what my name is, man? We've
Yeah.
known each other for like 3 years, and you're still getting my name wrong, but only in this very specific circumstance.
Yeah, only on radio.
Yeah.
And I don't call you anything else. I just call you Luke. That's my name.
Yeah, which
You're
I would,
Lewis.
and I would say that on radio is probably the most important time to get my name right. Are you
Yeah.
just trying to rebrand the show to be the Luke and Luke show?
Yeah, that'd be better.
Because stop trying to get in my spotlight, man. We're trying to share this, all right, Lewis?
Now, you know that I bring content to the show sometimes that you think is for my own personal gain.
Some might say think. Many other people would say that I know.
I mean, yeah, one time I did try and get a hold of some Ed Sheeran tickets on the show.
You can't just...
I'll admit that was for personal gain.
Yeah, I think that a lot of stuff you would freely admit. This isn't an interrogation. You come to the show and you're like, hey, man, I just need this done, so I'm going to do it on radio for no reason.
Last week, I did. I had a query. Often they're just questions that I want answered that I can't be bothered to Google. Last
Yeah.
week, I had a encounter with a person at a bar with bar staff, and I was confused about what they said. And I just asked on 301060, "Hey,
you should have just looked
what do
it
you
up.
reckon the bar person said?"
You should have just looked it up online, man. Like, doing it this way is even less efficient than
Right.
Bing.
Well, Lewis, we're doing this. Personal errands on the show. Solving all my problems on the radio.
Great.
That's right, brand new segment, personal errands. I mean, I've been doing it for months, but I just wanted to give it an opener and give
How
it a
long
bit
did
of
that
class.
take you, that opener?
Not too long.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I like that we're using play school music. We're really bringing ourselves down to your level. What do you need done, mate?
I've had a problem the last few months that I've been trying to deal with myself. So I didn't go straight to the show for this problem.
Right.
And by the way, if you're a mechanic, an electrician, or just a car expert in general, I want to speak to you, okay? So get ready. Just give us a call on 13
Car
10 60.
experts are always driving around at Sunday night.
Yeah, 13 10 60. If you're a car expert, I know you can help me out. I really want to hear from you. Lewis, I've had a problem, right?
Okay.
These are my car keys here, right? I would say they're fairly old. I have a Subaru. They're just standard lock, unlock, little black car keys,
Yeah.
nothing fancy. They don't work in the cold.
In the cold?
Yeah, so about...
Oh, because sometimes they don't work.
Yeah. And I've worked
you
out
reckon it's the cold?
that over the last 2 months I've narrowed it down where it's a temperature-based thing. So at first they weren't working when I left my keys on a bench outside for 5 minutes. And then I was like, oh, my keys aren't working. And then the next Thursday, I went to the same place. I went to training with like a running squad, and I had the same thing. And then I was thinking like, oh, maybe my keys don't work on Thursdays. I was like, maybe it's a Thursday
You
problem.
are such a scientist.
Right? And then I was like, nah, that's ridiculous. It couldn't be a Thursday thing.
Very
then I was
specific
like-
for a key. That key would have to have a brain.
But I was like, there's a trend happening here, right?
Yeah.
And then I narrowed it down to the only time it's happening is when my keys are below room level temperature. So I tested it. I put
Yeah.
my keys outside. Sure enough, they didn't work. I warmed them up like in my jacket. I rubbed a lot of friction on it.
Yeah.
And then about 1 minute later, boom, my car opens.
Right.
I want to know on 13 10 60, why does temperature have anything to do with my keys? Is it my batteries dying? Just doesn't work in the cold.
I think I've solved your problem just listening to it already.
Oh,
I
really?
think what you need to do is carry around a generator and a microwave.
Yeah, that'll work.
So you just heat your keys up in the
I don't
microwave.
think you should put metal in the microwave.
No, that's true. Well, I don't know. Maybe just a generator.
All right,
then.
13 10 60. If you know what's wrong with my cold keys, give us a call.
This sucks. Look at Lewis on the box. Oh, and Amy Shark says hi.
And also, Amy Shark says, what's up with Luke's keys?
And she hopes you've been well. Luke and Lewis on the Fox, and for some reason, we're doing this.
Personal errands on the show. Solving all my problems on the radio. That is right. This is a segment where often I bring personal errands.
Can I just say, I just want to get this out there that I was not consulted in this becoming a regular segment with its own opener
Well,
and theme music.
We're doing it, and it's great.
You're
so
doing
far.
it. I'm just kind of here.
So, yeah, if you're not a regular to the show, I regularly bring just things in my life that I perhaps could Google, but just can't be bothered, so I find it easier.
Do you think that the people who aren't regulars hearing this will be like, oh, must become a regular of this show?
Yes, because people will be like, I wonder what personal errands he's going to share with us today. Can't wait for more. In the past, I've done I've looked for Ed Sheeran tickets on the radio. Last week, I tried to solve a problem. I had a bar. This week, my problem is I have car keys, Lewis, and
Yeah.
they only work in the cold. So the battery, for some reason, only... Oh, sorry,
Really? They only work in the cold.
Sorry, they don't work in the cold. They only
Okay,
work when
all
it's not cold.
Okay.
And it's got to the point where if
I've got a personal errand.
Yeah, great.
I really need someone who remembers what they just said 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, and I've got another personal errand. If you want to, maybe we'll do this one next week.
Yeah.
Someone who sits on stuff and hangs on to things that I say for way too long on the radio.
Okay, all right. I can do that for you.
Yeah. So the other day, I realized that my car keys, I have
Yeah.
a Subaru, they only work when it's above room temperature. If they get too chilly and
That's
I leave them
weird.
outside, it doesn't open my car. And
this is
then
like
I have
the
to warm
wireless
them up.
keys.
You have to warm them up between
Yeah.
my jumper by causing friction to warm them up.
I've got a theory about this, just listening to it. I think it's because it's a Subaru.
What's wrong with the Subaru? Great car.
Really?
Yeah. This is coming from a guy who doesn't have his license or a car and is judging me.
Mainly
But you're
because
2 years older than me and you don't even know how to drive one. Do not comment on my car.
Because I can only afford a Subaru and I wouldn't do that to myself.
Oh, mate. You don't even know what you're saying. All right. Paul.
Yep.
Do you know what's wrong with my keys?
Yeah, mate. Look, I'm a Sparky, and I got to say, batteries don't like it when it's cold.
So it's just all batteries. It's not just my car key batteries.
Well, have you had your car key batteries changed?
Yeah, once. I'm not sure if it was this set though.
Nah, well, it's that set, mate. You got to get them recharged and, get some fresh
But why does the cold affect the charge in them?
It's just a certain thing with the ions. It just needs...
The ions. I was thinking
So
that.
what
I
are
knew
they-
it. The ions. That's what I was thinking, Paul. I'm glad
Yeah,
we're on the
well,
same
it
page.
is.
Luke, I was telling you all the week. It's the ions.
What do they? You don't know about this, all right? Because I didn't consult you about it. Paul, hang on. Why? What's people do in like countries with like cold temperatures, like the
They
UK
change
and
More
stuff?
ions.
Yeah, more ions. They changed it.
Great.
You should just ask me.
Hey,
Thanks for calling.
Susie, do you know what's wrong with them? Is it just an iron problem?
Yep, it's the ion problem.
Susie?
See? We heard Paul's answer, and she's like, "Well, I can't top ions. That's the reigning theory here." It's different.
I know, I don't even know.
Sorry, guys, we had a bit of bad language there.
Yeah.
Let's go to a break.
Wasn't a big fan of the ions.
Luke and Lewis on the phone. Luke, I came across one of the weirdest diets I've ever seen before, because there's always.
Have you ever been on a diet?
I've been on like a diet.
You don't need to.
to put on weight.
Right, yeah, because if you don't know, Lewis is 6'8", and you're like, I mean, I don't think anyone who's 6'8" needs to go on a diet.
No.
They're usually pretty lanky.
Yeah, anyone my height just needs to eat more no matter what
Yeah.
weight they are. But I thought, Luke, that we were like done with crazy diets. I thought I'd heard all of the diets. You know, there's like vegetarian, vegan. They're pretty standard
There's that
now.
weird lemon one. Where
Yeah.
you only eat like citrus stuff.
My
Is it called
girlfriend's.
an acidic diet.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in Hollywood, man. I don't know these trends. I just read about them.
Yeah, my girlfriend's on a ketogenic diet where there's like no sugar, no carbs. You just eat like really high fat stuff.
Right.
And then it makes your body burn its own fat. But and there's so many different diets out there. There's like the grapefruit juice diet, the blood type diet, so many different things. I literally have a list here that our producer James has printed out.
There's
Not even
one
gonna
on that
read it.
list called the cotton ball diet,
What's that?
where you literally dip in like you dip cotton balls. You know, cotton balls that you buy from the supermarket. You can dip them in orange juice and stuff, and just eat the whole thing.
Mate, that's not a diet. That's an eating disorder.
I'm not saying like I would do it. I'm just saying it's on the list, and lots of
Right.
people do it.
Don't do that one, guys. I've heard about this. This is the diet, though, that blew my mind, which is recent. And I thought we had heard all of the crazy diets. I thought people had just run out of ideas. But the carnivore diet is eating only meat. So you only eat meat and animal products. That's no vegetables, no fruit, no bread, like only steak and eggs.
Yeah, that's fine.
You reckon that's fine?
Well, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm a big lettuce fan. I like lettuce in burgers. That would ruin a burger for me. So you don't even eat bread and stuff.
No bread. So it's like,
What do you eat with? That's the thing, because I think like meat products, personally, I think they go great with other things. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy a parma with a salad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't, and with, I guess you could have a parma because that's cheese and ham and.
Well,
chicken.
you're allowed to have milk and anything that comes from an animal. So it's essentially like the exact opposite of a vegan diet.
Non-vegan,
So
yeah.
you never eat plants and you never eat fruit or vegetables or anything like that.
right.
So, but what gets me
So
about
you can
this?
destroy the earth and
Yeah.
yourself at the same time. Shout out to those vegans out there. I'm not personally. I just think it's funny to take the opposite approach sometimes.
To
you know?
everything, yeah.
I'm all for everyone, man. If you want to be vegan, that's cool.
Yeah,
If you
but
don't
we
wanna
would
be-
make fun of you on the show. Whatever we're talking about, we're against it.
Yeah.
Well, what gets me is how expensive this diet would be. Like, if you're only the main thing you eat is just steaks, I can't afford a steak, like ever. But
Yeah,
there's
like- as
some
in, like-
dude rolling around eating like 3 or 4 steaks every day.
I can't even afford any meat, really. I mean, I can afford chicken, low level chicken. Before the show, I got a lemon chicken, which is like pretty low standard of meat.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I can afford.
Well,
I actually couldn't afford to be on that diet
no,
because it's cheaper to eat fruit and stuff.
I know.
I'll often just be like cruising down Coles and be like, I'll grab a nana just because it's cheaper than buying a porterhouse steak.
Yeah. Well, hey,
It's a financial decision.
hey, maybe if we hustle hard enough, man, we could eat a meat only
I
diet.
mean, dinosaurs.
But then we just end up back broke again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the best idea.
Yeah, so is there any like celebs that are endorsing this carnivore diet?
No,
Or is
there's
it just you at the moment?
No, there's one crazy 50-year-old dude who has a doctorate in like health science, and he's
Yeah.
doing it, and he's telling everyone that it's a great idea. But everyone's either like, "Hey, man, I'm not going to do that," or "Hey, man, I can't afford to do that." So
Yeah.
I think he's the only guy on it. But
Well,
good on
him. Yeah.
mate. You've been listening to a lot of music recently, so you just got a Spotify subscription.
I did.
Congratulations!
And
Welcome to the present.
Thank you.
Been buying records like an idiot.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I was doing. For years, I wasn't even downloading songs. I just realized that I had the same songs on my my iPhone or iPod or whatever
Yeah.
that just I had in like 2012.
You know what?
Which is why I'm still listening to like Blink-182 and stuff.
Well, there was
'Cause
a
I just
period
had-
of time in my life when, like, I think the only thing on my iPod was stuff that I like stole off LimeWire, and then I
Yeah.
hit like 17, and I was like, "What am I doing with my life? I did this when I was 12.
Yeah, and
Time
then
to upgrade from Plus 44 or whatever I was listening to."
yeah. So how do you know that band?
I don't know. I think I literally just found it on LimeWire,
That is
downloaded
a
it,
band that is an offshoot of Blink-182.
and they were my favorite band for a real long time.
And you judge me for liking Blink-182 when you like the worst version of them.
Hey, mate, add 44 to that band.
All right. So anyway, after the break, yeah, there's some songs on Spotify that have been annoying me, and I want to talk about it.
Luca Lewis on the Fox.
Lewis, I'm sick of songs with sound effects in them.
Just sound effects, like samples?
Like when
or?
musicians and artists and stuff, they include sound effects in the songs, and it makes me think that they're sound effects coming from my life, especially when it's sound effects of everyday life things. Like, for example...
Because I was going to say that I'm pretty sure a song is just sound effects, like a drum sound
Yeah.
effect,
But I meant
violin
like...
sound effect,
I hate it when they include
Michael
sound...
Jackson sound effect.
Yeah. You're
Just
right.
sound effects, man.
That is true. That's what music is. It's in-time sound effects,
Right.
and it's great.
You know what you need? More songs with no tracks.
Yeah. What I want is songs without sound effects of everyday things. You might have heard,
Yeah,
for
that is
example, in
annoying.
some rap songs when I'm driving,
Yeah.
they'll often play police sound effects
Yeah.
during the song in the background, and I'm pumping the tunes in my car,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I think I'm being pulled over. I'm not. I'm just listening to
Another
Jay-Z.
one in rap songs is like gunshots. Like one time I'd put on a new song. I'm like, I'll check out this guy. And it started with gunshots.
Yeah.
I almost hit the deck.
It's less of a concern in Australia.
Yeah, I
But if
know.
you're in America,
But
yeah.
very realistic and aggressive. Freaked me
Yeah.
out.
This one, so there's a few that have been really bugging me. The first one I noticed is, I'm a big Panic at the Disco fan, Lewis. There's a song where right at the start, it sounds like exactly the same noise. There's a sound effect in the song that sounds like my phone vibrating in my pocket.
Yeah, that's
Hear
not
that?
good.
There's a
Why would you do that?
It's just in the background. So every time it plays, I've heard that song probably like 50 times.
Just
and
to
every
everyone
time I check
listening,
my phone.
don't check your phone, all right? 1, you're driving. 2, just a sound effect.
Yeah, it's just a sound effect. It
You know what else
bothers
happens
me.
in rap a lot is money counter machines. Like where they're counting notes.
That's only confusing if you're at a casino.
I know, but it's like, hey man.
When are you at home and you're like, oh man, is that my money counting machine?
Well, that's what I get. It's like the most unrelatable noise. It's like if you have a money counter machine, you need to work way less.
Yeah, if you had a money counting machine, you probably wouldn't be listening to that music. You'd be just counting stacks. You'd be spending your money. This one though, see that one's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm like, no, it's in the song. It's not my phone. Look, just ignore it.
It's just my money
This one,
counter.
I feel like I was listening to a song on the way into the radio station here that I feel like is personal. It's a song by Jay-Z and Beyonce. They've got a new act called The Carters, right?
Aye, of course. Notorious for making songs about you.
It's a great song, and there's one point in the song where I swear Beyonce says Luke. Go.
What?
Play it again.
She's
It's Luke.
saying,
I was listening to
Luke.
it today at home, and I thought it was my mum calling me from the kitchen.
does sound
and
like
I was
your
like,
mum.
huh? And no one answered, and I was like, huh? And she goes, what? And I'm like, you said Luke. And she goes, no. And I was like, never mind, it was Beyonce.
Why are you saying my name with the same tone every couple seconds?
And then
so weird.
I only realized that it wasn't like someone else when I was like, oh, it's in time each time.
Do you
like
know
my
what the-
mum's also
Does that
listening
play
to-
throughout the whole song?
It happens quite a few times.
Do you know what they're actually saying?
I don't know.
Must be saying Luke.
Luke. I'm not sure what the actual lyrics are. Yeah. Anyway, it's mainly why I just wanted to call out that song and be like, hey, Beyonce, I mean, if you still want to contact me, give me a call, all right?
Yeah, you've probably been to Fox before. You know where we are.
131060, all right?
Give us a call, Beyonce.
Beyonce, just stop trying to shout me out in your songs, all right? I mean, it's worked. I mean, you've got my attention, but I'm just saying it's one way I can't reciprocate.
Also, there are many much bigger radio hosts that you probably should have.
And also, I don't think she's saying Luke. It just sounds a lot like it.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Luke, you have had, according to you, one of the greatest weeks of all time.
Yes, which is why we're doing this.
131060, beat my week.
Brand new segment, Beat My Week.
Yes.
It's where we ask you guys, we challenge you guys, if you reckon you've had a great week this week, give us a call on 131060, see if you can beat my week. This week we're playing with my week. I think I've had a great week this week.
So start calling, guys, 131060 if you had a great week.
Well,
see if you can beat
They
Luke's.
don't know what they have to beat yet because
Okay.
I'm about to set the bar pretty damn high.
Stiff competition.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go through the little things in my
Okay.
week, okay? Firstly,
What's a week? Is this Monday to today or Sunday to Sunday?
like, I guess Monday to today.
Okay.
The working
so guys,
week
if
and the
anything happened
weekend.
on Sunday, don't call unless it was today.
Yes. So yeah, that has to happen in the last 7 days. We'll allow. Firstly, I met a guy named Jeff that amused me. That was great, and it was already that was on Monday, so it was
Right.
already a great
Okay.
start
Good
to the
Monday.
week. Secondly,
Yeah.
I started listening to a classic song by the band Savage Garden again called Affirmation. It's this song, right? Do you know this song?
Ooh, yeah, banger.
Good song,
Banger.
right? Now,
Anything to do with that?
that song.
Mike played that for too long because he was enjoying
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Sorry, Mike. I was like, fade it down. You were dancing.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
But
Glad you're having a good week.
I also share your passion for Savage Garden.
Mhm.
Lewis,
Yeah.
that song goes for exactly 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
Right.
Which is exactly how long I realized during the week it takes me to drive to my girlfriend's house.
Oh.
So whenever I drive to the
The
girlfriend's
girlfriend
house,
theme song.
dude, it's great. When I put my handbrake down, get in
Yep.
the car, press play.
Yep.
And then as soon as I put my handbrake up, when I get there, the song fades down. Boom, one song, handbrake up. That is the most satisfying part
That's
of
incredible.
every day.
I don't drive, and my girlfriend lives ages away. I need an official girlfriend
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. And the third thing
Yeah.
that happened this week that I was like, man, my week's so great.
Yep.
After Jeff and then the Savage Garden realization, I was like, this week cannot get any better. Lewis, I saw a guy from the future during the week.
From the future.
Don't say that every
What
week.
was his name? Jeff.
No, he wasn't Jeff.
Okay. Well, then why was he from the future, man?
He was from the future because there's a guy walking around.
Yeah.
He was walking down the street in the city,
Yeah.
and he had a hologram in front of him that he was operating by like a little tablet, and the hologram was projecting onto the concrete in front of him, and he was just walking around with a personal hologram, and he was scrolling
what
through
was
some
it
files.
projecting?
It was projecting onto the ground, like the screen on his phone.
What?
It was like a little tablet. It was like an iPad tablet that projected a hologram onto the ground, and it walked with him. I couldn't work out what it was at first. It stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, this guy's from the future.
Do they
But
exist?
But imagine a screen. This is what it was, though.
Yeah.
Imagine a screen with like the transparency like turned
Yeah.
down to 60%.
Yeah.
So you could just see like cigarette butts and puddles that he was walking over.
Also, you'd have to
in
look
his
at
screen.
the ground, which is worse
Yes.
than looking at your phone. Was he just walking?
He
into
was
stuff?
walking, staring at the ground, and I couldn't work out why this square was just hovering in front of this guy for the whole time when I walked up to him. And I was like, oh, he's from the future.
That's not a
Right.
hologram. That's a projector.
Yeah, but like no one has that. It's 2018, man. We don't have we're not walking around with holograms or projectors yet. Yeah, you're right. It's not a hologram.
No.
Holograms like in Star Wars.
Yeah. So he was carrying a projector. So
Yeah.
he's actually
So,
from the 80s.
Yeah, I saw a guy from the 80s.
Well, guys, if you can beat Luke's week, give us a call on
If you reckon you had a
131060.
better week than me, good luck. I mean, I would say 3 good things or more have had to have happened to you this week to beat my week.
All right,
Have
well-
you had a good week?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it after this. So
Okay.
give us a call if you can top Luke's week. Today we're doing this. 131060. Beat my week. That's right. So, Luke, you think you've had a really good week? Could you sum it up in a sentence?
I've had an absolute cracker. I saw a guy from the future, and I realized one of my favorite songs goes for 4 minutes and 12 seconds, which is the exact amount of time that it takes me to drive to my girlfriend's house. So it's so satisfying when I only have to put one track on, and it stops the second I pull up in a drive.
That's a great week, man. Hey, I had a pretty good week last week. We'll see if I can beat yours.
Yeah.
I'll sum it real quick. Got a great haircut. Love a good
looks
haircut.
okay. I've noticed the sides, they've cut it off too quickly. I didn't want to say anything earlier, but now that you've brought it up on air, don't you reckon?
Radio Mike disagrees. I think it looks phenomenal.
Oh, do you like his haircut,
I
Mark?
came in today and thought, wow, Lewis's hair looks
But
so
see that,
cool.
turn around, Lewis.
Trying
See that
something
bit on the
different.
side. It kind of...
No, that's because I haven't done
you look
it
like
properly.
you've got a bowl cut.
I haven't done it yet.
No, I actually
okay.
like the effect of that. So sorry.
Yeah.
Luke.
So anyway, as I was saying, great haircut, phenomenal haircut. You've lost that 1-2-2-1, and hosted a rap battle. It was a new experience, and spontaneously bought an Xbox for no reason. Great.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good week. That sounds way better than mine. All right, Darcy, if you also can beat my week.
I reckon I could.
Yeah, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been pretty good. I came into school late, and my friend has passed me a leather jacket, and I've tried it on, and it fit perfectly. And I asked him whose it was because, you know, I thought it might have been a girl's, and, you know, that would have been embarrassing. And he said that he just found it in the foyer, and it was there unattended for a while, so he just took it. And so now I'm wearing this stolen leather jacket, and it looks really nice, and it fits perfectly, but I can't find the original owner because it's been so long now. And I
Right, so
checked, and
it's just, I would say that's the coolest way to wear a leather jacket. Like a leather jacket, like really gives you a bit of an attitude, but stealing a leather jacket, you actually have the attitude to match the jacket.
Yeah, that's true. It's worth like $400 too as well, so that
How
helps.
do you know?
Oh, I
He
Googled
bought
it.
it. He bought
What,
it.
did
We've
it
got a
have the
liar on
receipt in the pocket when
I
you
Googled-
stole it?
No,
I
you-
Googled what brand it was. And
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good week, man.
Does that beat my week? I saw a guy from the future, man. Oh, actually, we did re-clarify. We probably think he was more from the 80s because I thought he had a hologram. Turns out it was just a projector.
However, you did meet a guy called Jeff, and that amuses me. So
Yeah.
we'll leave you. You've just creeped in over Darcy there. But Mary, you had a great week. Can you beat Luke's?
I think I can.
Mm-hmm.
So my really, really good friend and my husband lied to me, like totally lied
bad
to me.
start.
And well, no, it
No?
turns out okay.
No, lying's not a
so
good
lied
thing.
to me and got me. She called and said, could I go with her to the airport and pick up her cousin's
Right. To pick up her cousin.
husband? And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, but yeah, you're my friend. You need company, sure.
Sounds like the
And,
worst week.
so,
Running
like,
errands.
Mm.
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
lied
yeah.
to.
It's basically your whole day, isn't it? Just drive out to the airport.
Yeah.
Get away to the-
So what happened?
So I went to international arrivals,
Uh-huh.
and I'm from Texas, and so my daughter and I have been here 15 years, and she's gone back and forth a few times. But last year she moved to Texas, and
Right.
I was sitting there saying, "Oh, miss my girl," and international arrivals just makes it worse. And the next thing I look up, and my girl was standing in front of me.
Oh, so your girl was at the airport.
Yes, my 23-year-old that had moved overseas last year was expecting her home, and she was just standing there in front of me.
So
they had lied to
you
me.
got a surprise visit.
I did. She's here for 2 weeks, and it's like the best week ever.
I'm glad we got the whole lead up. That was great. I
That
mean,
was
because
good.
you had us really going there, Mary.
It
You're
might-
like,
it might-
lots of
it might
errands,
be nice.
Lots of false turns there.
it sounded negative right until the end. Does that beat my week, Lewis?
I think that now, combined with hearing Mary's story, I reckon I've had the best week ever. Like, I heard such a long story, but
Yeah.
it had a pretty good ending. So
Yeah.
I reckon I've had the best week.
Well, I also heard the story.
Ah.
Actually, I'm not sure if I did hear some of that. You've had a way better week than me.
Look at Lewis on the Fox.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Lewis isn't here. Think he went to the toilet and didn't realise that we were coming back on air. So, hey, Lewis, if you're going to the toilet right now, man, just on the radio without you. And is he running down the hall, producer James? Is he running, James? Looking
think
outside.
It does look like
This is some of the most unprofessional radio I've ever heard. And I believe he's running down the hall right now, still stalling before Lewis gets back. Radio Mike, is this not the most unprofessional thing you've ever heard?
He's run up
Hey,
doing
it's Luke and Lewis on the Fox. We're on the radio. And hey, what are you guys doing getting on air early?
No, we were right on time.
Oh, were we?
Yeah,
What are we
you were
doing,
about
man?
45 seconds late.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing? Just having a little wee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But so what are we talking about, boys?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
let's go to a song and we'll regroup because of Lewis, and I think we'll come back from there.
All right, guys, I might not be here, but just running.
I'll
if
probably
I'm
give the next one a break.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Luke,
Thanks for joining us, Lewis.
Hey,
so
man.
great to have you back.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Awesome. This is so good when there's like two co-hosts here that are on the show.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
okay.
because I'm referencing the fact that if you just tuned in, Lewis was actually not here the last time we tried to do this segment. We came on air. Lewis is in the toilet.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to do your business, all right? So now it's time for some radio business after I've done that. So, hey, can you just be a bit professional here?
Yeah. So, oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. My fault, everyone.
Hey, I accept your apology, but that's one strike, man. Don't slip up again.
You already did 2 strikes in the toilet. All
now, okay. Our button pusher, Radio Mike, he's here today. Turn on your mic, man.
Hey guys, how are ya?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Now, you missed last Sunday's show because
did.
you were getting your appendix out.
Yes, my appendix really came close to bursting.
Hey.
Very painful.
Can I say, I went to visit Mike in the hospital, and shame on you, Lewis, for not. But anyway,
I was in the toilet.
Yeah. I went to visit Mike, and the nurse came in, and she was like, "How you feeling?" And he goes, "Yeah, for some reason, my appendix area is quite sore." And the nurse goes, "Yeah, because you've just had your appendix out." So there actually is no appendix that is sore, mate.
Yeah. Now, what was happening is you were actually recovering from surgery. That's why you weren't in paneling our show last week. But I found out that while we were doing the show, you were obviously listening to the radio live, doing our podcast
Yes.
when you were supposed to be having a break.
Sick in bed, but I'm a workaholic. What can I say?
And Radio Mike was texting me throughout the show, trying to figure out who the panel operator who normally would be doing his job, who it was. And I just thought it would be funny to just not tell Mike. I was like, oh, well, he wants to know, so he won't know. I kept telling him different names. I told him, oh, it's Radio Dave. And then I told him that it was Dave Cameron, who's our boss. He's like the CEO. You said, I'm not joking. Who's paneling? I want to know for my own sanity. And then he said, why do you do this to me?
He just wanted to know for the whole day, hey, who's pushing the buttons? Who's replacing me? And we refused to tell him, which made you very angry.
I was just more curious than anything, just because I could have given them some tips on how to best run the show.
Yeah, and I told you Tom was doing it. There is no Tom here. But then, because this is all over text, but then I discovered that you started texting us about things we were talking about on air. And that's when I realized that, Mike's actually listening to the show, trying to figure out who the panel operator is. So me and Luke thought we would just start saying different names to reference the panel operator throughout the show, just to mess with Mike. And here's a compilation of what happened last Sunday. Radio Tom, hit the music.
James?
It happened on Saturday.
Yeah, Thank you, Andrew.
Take it away, Radio Raheem. Thanks for the music, Radio Dave. Luke and Lewis and Big Spaghetti on the Fox.
Hit the song, Radio Chad.
Luke and Lewis.
Hold on.
Bloody Radio Dave Cameron's first mistake. Sorry about that, Radio Stacey. Totally my bad. And throughout, while this was happening, I was getting live texts from Mike, which I was thoroughly enjoying. When we said Radio Dave, he said, I really don't like it. Please tell me. And then when we said Radio Raheem, he said, that was too far. I can't believe you said that. And then when I said Luke and Lewis and Big Spaghetti, he said, stop. You need to stop. The integrity of the show is at risk.
Which I think it was. And as a
Mate,
listener,
what do you mean there's no integrity of this show? We just did a whole talk break before where Lewis was in the toilet.
There is no integrity, mate. You need to get used to it, all right? It's Luke and Lewis and Big Spaghetti on the Fox. It brings us to the end of the show, mate. But as you know, whenever one of us, we do stand-up comedy, and we have a lot of things that we like to plug. You know, upcoming shows. I've got a comedy special that just came out that you can download from my website.
No, stop. Hey, whoa, hold up. You know the rule in this show. You have to earn a plug. Don't just come out there and say the ticket link.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, it's actually a
you
download
doing?
link, and the link is
No. It's no, you've got the link wrong. It's losepairs.com anyway.
Right. Well, Luke, I understand the rules, and you've earned a plug for your stand-up shows. Mike, what are you doing? Why are you just making noise there?
Sorry, I just had a shiver, like a random shiver. Sorry.
I thought you were convulsing in the corner.
Sorry,
Right.
guys.
Anyway, back on topic, mate. Can you just turn around and face the wall?
Sorry.
That was very distracting. I'm trying to earn a plug here, mate, and you're just ruining it for me. Luke, I have an idea of how I can earn a plug for my stand-up comedy special that is available at loosespears.com.
No. Oh, wait, that's the point. You're not allowed to say...
Almost got the plug, my bad.
The link.
But I know how to earn a plug to be able to say my URL.
Yeah, you usually have to do something... Usually it's of my request that I get you to do if you want to plug
I've got something to trade you, mate.
Because I was going to say, there's nothing in it for me, you plugging your comedy special on this show.
I think I've got something that you'll be very interested, mate.
I know what you've got in your hand. I've seen it during the week, and if you give me the real copy, I'll trade it.
I have here the Men's Health magazine with Osher Gunsberg on the cover, shirtless, looking absolutely jacked. He's your idol.
Today. He is.
Osher Gunsberg. I will buy you this magazine. It comes out tomorrow. I'll purchase it for you, and you can read his exclusive workout tips and diet so that you can get not the head, because, look at it.
Does it
but
have
you
hairstyle
could get
tips?
the body.
Because I do want to know about his hair.
I do think this is more about the body, but maybe if you start at the body and
Men's
work up
Hair
to
magazine.
The head. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, but Men's Health. I do want an Osher rig.
Okay, well, how about I throw this in, right? I'll get you the Men's Health magazine, and my mum's a hairdresser. She'll give you the Osher Gunsberg cut.
Sir, you have made me an offer I cannot refuse.
All right, brilliant.
If you can promise that, A, you'll get me the Osher Gunsberg Men's Health magazine, because you know he is my idol, because he hosts my favourite TV show, The Bachelor, which, by the way, weird that I'm plugging a show that I have nothing to do with, starts on August 15th, can't wait. And
hey, Osher didn't earn a plug.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he did
my
now.
segment.
Hey, he did. Look at that. Look at those
Yeah,
abs.
it's true. Good on you, mate. Everyone watch The Bachelorette or The Bachelor.
Bachelor. He hosts both.
Yeah.
And you know very well that I want to look like Osher as well.
Well, I can't promise that my mum can get close to this haircut because, it's perfect, but she can try.
I'll absolutely be taking off on both of these offers. Lewis, feel free to plug your comedy special. Just give me that.
Guys, I just released a comedy special. It's a stand-up comedy special. It's a show, an hour film thing. It's called Death Threats Don't Scare Me. You can get it at loosespears.com/watch. Oh, man, feels good getting a plug out. I think that might be my first one.
I can't wait to read about the 11 best snacks for men. There's one right on the cover here. Osher.
Oh, great. Well, if you want to get my comedy special, loosespears.com/watch. That's the end of the show. Check us out, the Luke and Lewis on Facebook and Instagram and
also,
the
I'm
podcast.
just going to quickly plug Men's Health coming out tomorrow featuring Osher Gunsberg. Can't
Luke
wait.
and Lewis on the Fox.